All right, I think we're live. Hey, everyone. Hey, Tom from Columbus, Joseph, Wayne. Hey, Wayne, you're in Virginia. Hey, Jenny. Okay, well, hey, the hour is yours. This is another ZimmWriter live stream. The whole goal is to not only help onboard new customers, but just get your questions answered. You know, if we're being honest, ZimmWriter can be a little bit more complicated than other AI writers, but it offers a lot more flexibility. So, you know, if you have any questions about how to do something, anything regarding ZimmWriter or content generation, just come to these live stream sessions and we'll try to get your questions answered. So let's just dive in. If you guys don't have any questions, I mean, I expect you have to have some questions, but if you don't, I'll just start messing around with ZimmWriter, doing some cool stuff. But if you do have any questions, be sure to share them in the chat. So one thing I wanted to demonstrate was that a lot of people probably have not used before is the bulk AI image generator, because it can be a little bit tricky to come up with your own image prompts. Would you guys like to hear about that? We can kind of tweak some prompts and generate some bulk images. Can you all hear me? Let's start with that. Can you hear me? All right. Can you hear me? Is there a way to add? Okay. Sane Saab says, is there a way to add multiple images for Amazon products? Okay, cool. I'm like talking into the ether here. So we can do bulk images in just 1 second because we have a legit question here. So Sane says, is there a way to add multiple images for Amazon products in WordPress? So right now we're only doing, ZimmWriter only does one image per roundup post. So in our site that we made, aiblogpostwriter.com, for the Amazon roundups, you'll have the main image, the featured image, and then each product is only going to have a single image. Although, you know, I guess that somewhat depends on the plugin. So with the product roundup feature for Amazon, ZimmWriter can work two ways. The first way is just pulling the single Amazon image, and there might be multiple images, but it would just pull the image and display it in here. All right. But if you're using the Amazon override feature, so bulk product roundups, Amazon override, to create a short code, and this is that dynamically replaced on the fly by ZimmWriter with the ASIN. You know, you can put a short code in here. This is the AAWP short code, but AFFI.ai also has something similar, and it will insert this short code into the article, and ZimmWriter will, or WordPress will automatically create this using your respective plugin. So your plugin might have the ability to display multiple images. I don't know, but that's what we're limited to right now. One image here if you're not using the plugin, but if you use the plugin, then you would just have to check the settings. I don't know if there's other Amazon plugins that use short codes to display product boxes. There very well could be, and maybe if you investigate that, you could find one that could do multiple images. All right, let's see here. So Paolo, hope I'm saying you guys' names right. I apologize. He says, what's the best way to be sure that custom prompts are applied when translating in a different language? So sure, that's a good question. Let's see, let's go to like the bulk, let's go to the SEO writer, for instance, because that has all the instructions. Let's see here. Actually, let's go to secret training, and where's custom prompts? Custom prompts. Here we go. So the way a custom prompt works is ZimmWriter will first contact OpenAI to write the section. Okay, this is with your style mimic. This is just writing that particular section. And then it's going to contact OpenAI and feed that written section back in, all right, along with your custom prompt. And then after that, it will apply skinny paragraphs. So that's another call to OpenAI. And then finally, the last thing that's done for a particular section is the translation. Okay, so translations always happen last. So as long as let's go to the bulk because we can see it easier. As long as you have, your custom prompts loaded, and this thing's green, they're going to apply. So, and they'll always apply before the translation. So you put down here, where'd the translation box go? Oh, here we go. I don't know, Spanish. All right. So the custom prompts will always apply, and they'll apply in this order right before the translation happens. Hey, Steph. I'm glad I'm leading you all through this. We'll fight the Google updates and overcome, right? All right. So Wayne asks a question. He says, also is posting to WordPress possible to post to a specific category? Yeah, definitely. So let's see. By default, in WordPress, we have these drop downs. So you can pick your site and then it will fetch the categories, and you can say, okay, baking delights, and then it will find the subcategories. And there's none. Okay, but if there were, you could post in there. And then all of the articles inside of here would go to that particular subcategory. Now, the other thing you can do is, let's see down here. So I'm kind of going fast, I'm sorry. I clicked on the directions link for the bulk writer. And so that we're at the exhaustive guide for the bulk writer. And as we scroll down, you'll see blog post title variables. And so there are variables you can put on the end of the title. So reasons to go to college, category equals college prep. Okay. We can do another one. We can say how to wash a dog, category. I was going to get that one in there, right? Dog care. All right. So this is an easy way, and you probably create this maybe in an Excel or Google Sheet spreadsheet, and then just copy this in. But this is a very easy way to have lots of articles being written at the same time, but all going off to different categories. Okay. Let's see here. The only thing it can't do is if you have if this dog care is the name of it is shared between multiple parent categories. So if you had a category over here and a category over here, and they both have a subcategory of dog care, I don't think it will work. I can't remember because it won't know which one to go to. But as long as you have that unique dog care category, it should go right there. And now when you do the let's go into the topical authority generator, it will actually give you those categories in that merged column. So if you just paste that merged column in to the bulk writer, it will already have those categories in there and also the outline focus. This is not as necessary, but if you don't know what outline focus is, it kind of gives the AI some direction about what to write about when the title's a little bit ambiguous, which can sometimes happen. All right, let's see here. Drew has a question. This is one of the best tools he's ever purchased, by far the best AI writer. Well, hey, thank you very much. Bulk images. Yeah, bulk images. So I can talk about that while you guys kind of queue up some more questions. So the bulk image generator, I'm going to probably add a feature in the next couple days so you can also select the aspect ratio just inside of here. It's a little too complicated to change up the aspect ratio for the blog post images, but we can put some titles in here like dog. how to wash a dog. And I mean, imagine multiple titles on here, or you can also put URLs, and definitely click the directions and read the directions, but you can put a URL in here and it will scrape the URL and summarize the URL and then create images based on that, the content from there. So you can actually, if you have a client that has blog posts without images, or if you have a blog post without images, or maybe you have a blog post that has images, but some of them came out blurred, because sometimes that happens when Stability thought that the prompt was okay, but after it generated the image, it's like, uh-oh, there's a person in the image. And so, that's too scary. So let's blur the image. So you need to kind of populate some of those blurred images and replace them. So this is a great way to do that. So we can say like how to wash a dog, and then we can load some prompts in here. I have a default prompt that I provide, but you can create your own prompts. You don't need to load them from here. Okay, you can just kind of create your own, but I always recommend testing your prompts out. And this is, I'll show you how to do a quick test. This is like a prompt that we want to test. So I can go over here to the playground and I can put the prompt in. All right, so imagine we've created this prompt, and you can start with my default prompt if you want to. You start with the default in here, but I'll take this prompt and because we're testing right now, I'm going to replace it with how to wash a dog. And we got to give it a subheading, because when ZimmWriter writes these, it's going to it's basically going to create an outline for each one of these. So it has different things to write about. So imagine, like, what would an outline element be for in here? Like gathering supplies. Gather supplies. Okay. And so we'd run this prompt. And so this is the output we get. And then we can take this output, we go to Dream Studio. Now, if you don't know what Dream Studio is, it uses your Stability API account and API credits. So we can kind of come in here and test things out. And I would set this to 16:9, and we can do image count of 4 if you want to. You can only select the SD model. Here we go, which is equivalent to this. You can't select the core or the turbo or the stable diffusion 3, but that's okay, because those models just are higher quality. So you can still get an idea for the output that you'll get with this particular prompt, okay? So we'll click Dream. Oh, you know what? I didn't choose a style. I forgot to choose a style. With Stability, you really want to choose a style, unless you're going to somehow incorporate that in here. Let's just say photographic. There we go. I mean, these look good, but there's no style associated. So it's just kind of hit or miss what you'll get. All right. I don't know about that one. All right. But these look pretty good. I like this. So you're like, okay, I tested this prompt. So I tested this prompt that we have, generated the prompt that ZimmWriter will then feed into the image generator. We tested that inside of Dream Studio. I like the output. All right. So we can run with this. Okay. So we'll select our image model. We'll select photographic. And how many images do you want? Let's just do 4. And we can either compress the images or not. And I'll just click generate. And the AI model here that's used, there's an OpenAI model. That's just the model that's used to create your prompt from the input prompt that you're providing. So let's go to the output and check this out. They should just show up right in here. Here we go. So here's the first one. Oh, look at that cute dog. So this was the standard model, the SD model, which is $0.003. So it's like a third of a penny. So not even a penny. Core will get you better, but it's more expensive. Here's the other images. So again, imagine you have a whole site just focused around dog care and dogs and stuff like that. You can come in here and you can generate a ton of images. So you can put in how to wash a dog, and you can actually copy this multiple times. And you can say caring for a dog. And now we'll just get 30, 60, 75, 150 images just from this right here. So it's a really easy way to just pop, and you can go through the results and then pick and choose the ones that you like and delete the ones that you don't. And then just have them uploaded to WordPress and kind of, insert them into your articles where it would make contextual sense. Okay. Hope that gave you some more insight, Drew. All right, let's clear this up and see what your questions are. So George asks, would it be difficult to provide integration with Zapier Pabbly to allow us to automate posting to other non-WordPress platforms? So I've actually checked this. I've went down this rabbit hole a little bit, and Pabbly and not Pabbly, but possibly Zapier and also Make. Make is very, very inexpensive, but incredibly powerful. You should definitely check it out. What you can do is you can have ZimmWriter. I don't put the ZimmWriter folder, on a shared drive. Put it in your downloads folder on your desktop, okay? So it has write access. But then you can go into ZimmWriter and, if it opens, and set your directory to save the blogs to like Dropbox, for instance. And then you could have Make or Zapier, and you'd have to check on this. Or you could also set this directory as like a Google Drive or to a Google Drive location. And then you could have Zapier or Make monitor the directory for changes, maybe ping it every 15 minutes or something like that. And then take the new files and then just do something with them. And I think that would be a very, very easy solution to accomplish what you want. But I've looked into it with Pabbly, and I don't think I found a solution with that. But again, I didn't spend hours and hours looking, but there's a way to do it. All right. Wow Wow asks, I like your name, Wow Wow. Give content that should pass AI detectors. We have AI content already. Hand pink waving. The only benefit of passing AI detection is if you have a client and your client wants to pass AI detection. That's the only benefit of passing AI detection. I'm going to investigate the Llama 3 40 billion parameter model. And if it works with ZimmWriter, I'll incorporate it in. And I don't know if the AI detectors have been trained on that. And so that might help pass detection. Other than that, I'm not spending my time trying to figure out ways to pass detection because it's a losing battle. And it doesn't really matter. Google doesn't care who generates it. Google cares about content. Well, all Google cares about actually is its crawl budget. And they want to save money because every time they have to go out and crawl, it costs them money. And this influx of AI content is costing them more money because now they have to crawl more content. And so I think that's why they're slapping a bunch of sites and deranking them, because they're seeing that, this content might be low value because it's a new domain. They don't have any authority. They're pumping out 100 or 1,000 articles in a week. And so let's just save, I'm talking from Google's perspective, let's save our money and not crawl this site and just derank it, So I think that's why sites are getting deranked. But it has nothing to do with AI. It has nothing to do with AI content. AI content is just accelerating the speed at which the content can be generated. MDL asks, hey Matt, what WordPress theme do you recommend for starting off? I have used a lot of different themes and plugins, and there's a lot of love, right? So if you want a specific theme, all right, and not a page builder. If you want a page builder, I'd recommend Bricks. I've used Bricks, I've used Oxygen, I've used a lot of them. I like Bricks. My ranking tactics site's using Breakdance right now, but the updates are not as fast as Bricks. So I'd use Bricks for a page builder. I wouldn't use Elementor. It slows stuff down too much. In terms of themes, it depends on what you want to do. If you just want to bust out a lot of sites, like if you want a news type site, like a news styled site, and you want to just create these sites, you don't care that they look the same, I would use the Zox theme and you can get that with an unlimited license with a monthly subscription with Envanto Elements. I think that's how you say it. So if you want a news site, I would go with the Zox, Z-O-X theme. If you don't necessarily want a news site, then I would definitely use the combination of Blocksy, B-L-O-C-K-S-Y, and Generate Blocks. The reason I like Generate Blocks is because there's like 4 or 5 blocks. And these other block plugins have so many blocks that just naturally it's going to be problematic in terms of them maintaining them all. So either the company goes out of business or stuff doesn't get updated as quickly as possible because they have just so much to maintain. Generate Blocks is nice because they have a very, very small subset of blocks that you can do almost anything with. And I trust the Generate Press team. So Generate Blocks, and that's not lifetime. You got to pay yearly for it. In the Blocksy theme, they have a lifetime deal for that. Very, very amazing theme. All right, Jill asks, how do you do the subheadings if the images don't all fit the same subheading? How do you do the subheadings? Oh, so the way the bulk image generator works, Jill, is initially, so how to wash a dog. Initially, when I was developing this, I didn't have this subheading stuff in here, okay? And so, you know, you have how to wash a dog, how to wash a cat, tricks to get into college. I would take this and we'd go to the playground. Yeah, there it is. And we'd go like, how to wash a dog. And then I generate the test. But the problem with this, without a subheading in here, is all of these, even though they're different words, they end up just being so similar, okay? So when I was generating it with ZimmWriter without a subheading, it was all of the images, there was just no variety at all. And so what I said was, well, I need more context to give the AI to generate this secondary prompt up here. And the only way we can do that is with the subheading, but the user is not specifying subheading. So what do? Oh, well, let's just do it like ZimmWriter normally does, which is just build an outline. So when you specify this in here, how to wash a dog, how to wash a cat, ZimmWriter will actually generate an outline for this, assuming it was going to create an article. Now, it won't create the article, but it will actually build the outline. Behind the scenes, you'll never see it, but it uses those subheading outlines, outline H2s that you don't see, as the subheading inside of here, okay? Now, you don't need to have a subheading. I allow you in this tool not to use a subheading if you don't want to, but you'll get a little warning and say, hey, if you do this, let's see, your prompt is missing a subheading placeholder, that's perfectly okay, but realize that without a subheading placeholder, you will not get a variety of images and will get many similar images. Do you want to continue without the subheading placeholder, okay? So you don't need it, but I highly recommend it. And what's cool is when you put a URL in here too, it will also, you know, it goes to the URL, summarizes the page, builds the outline, and you'll have a lot of the similar H2s that existed on the page. So you will get a lot of images that would be very useful for the context of that page if that page could have gone in like multiple directions. Okay. Hope that answers your question, Jill. Tell me if that answers it. I hope that answers your question. Dan asks, how much better is the other AI image creator you mentioned, Core? You know, I have we can do this again with Core. Let's just load this again with Core. Let's see, Core. So Core costs 10 times more. Now that sounds expensive, but it's, I mean, in the grand scheme of things. So each image in Core is 3 pennies, okay? Whereas, and then Turbo's 4 pennies, and then Stable Diffusion 3 is almost 7 pennies. That gets a little pricey. So if you're doing any of these that are not the very, very inexpensive one, I recommend really testing your prompts out like a demonstrator. You put them in the playground, you get the result, you go to Dream Studio, you check it out to make sure that it, you know, not the quality looks good, but it's giving you the style that you want, you know, for your particular niche or something like that. So we can do, let's put both of these in here. And we'll just do 3, nice and simple. Let that run. And so to answer your question before we see the output, I'll bring this back. So this is with regular stable diffusion. So to answer your question, I think it's higher quality. It's more realistic. I mean, I usually do the photographic or cinematic. I don't normally do like anime or origami or something like that. If you do one of those, then maybe core, you don't really need core. But if you're doing like photorealistic or cinematic, then I would definitely use core. It does hands and fingers better, but I would still, like, if you're in a niche where hands or fingers could be present, then I would definitely like investigate that by doing what I gave you an example of up here. Because like you can specifically exclude, no hands or fingers just described. All right. Now realize what OpenAI could do is it could say like an image of someone using their hands to bathe a happy dog. All right, but now because we've said no hands or fingers, it hopefully won't describe that. So when we feed it into Dream Studio, which is stability, it's not going to explicitly say someone using their hands to wash their dog, because then you have a high likelihood the hands are going to be messed up. So let's go look at the results. So how to wash a dog. So that looks a lot more, this is core. So it looks a lot more realistic. Let's look at the next one. That's core. That's core. Here's the cat. Now that looks really good. Wowee, look at that. That's great quality. I don't know what some of these tools are. Like that's like some weird, you put all your fingers in here, you got 2 scissors. That's like Edward Scissorhands right there or something. So some of these would be usable. Some of them wouldn't be, The bulk image generator allows you to then just generate a bunch of images and kind of pick and choose which would work for your particular situation. All right, let's see here. All right, I think Rude asked the question. I want to rewrite my single page product reviews with ZimmWriter, but my question is, do I need to set up all the CSS things with ScrapeOut, or is it okay without? That's a good question. Great question, Rude. All right. So the way scraping of a URL, you go to Penny Arcade. All right. You can put in a URL to scrape. Okay. The way scraping works in ZimmWriter is by default, you don't even need ScrapeOut. ZimmWriter will go out to the URL and try to scrape it. Now, some sites such as Amazon or Google or YouTube block your IP address and won't allow you to then scrape those sites. There are other sites maybe behind Cloudflare or whatnot that are protected from just your IP address scraping it. Plus, if you like scrape a site, if you handwrite 100 times in an hour or something like that with your own personal IP, your personal IP might get banned. I probably would save some money if I could use my personal IP from Amazon and get banned, because then my wife would keep buying Amazon stuff. But the reason we have ScrapeOut is so that we can, use a proxy and bypass all that stuff and still scrape the page. Now there's situations though where the page is, let's go to Amazon, I'll show you. The page is full of a lot of extraneous information. So we have this page right here. And this page has a lot of extraneous information. If we want to do a review on this product, we want the image, we want the title, we want the about this item, we want some details down here, and we want the reviews, okay? But what we don't want is we don't want this stuff in here, all right? These related products, that would confuse the AI. We don't want this stuff right here. We don't want this stuff down here, okay? So how can we just get what we want and exclude all of the rest? And that's when we want to use ScrapeOwl in combination with the feature I built called Scraping Surgeon. So with Scraping Surgeon, you can add a domain. And again, this is just for situations where you have a page and you're going to scrape it a lot. Okay, maybe Amazon, you're going to scrape Amazon a lot, or hotels.com, you're going to scrape that a lot. A lot of these listing pages or product pages, with a lot of information that you don't really need on the page. So you put the domain in and you put some CSS classes and IDs, and this can be a little overwhelming. I provide a guide up here, but it can be a little overwhelming. But Rude, to answer your question, as long as you just have a stereotypical blog post page, you don't need Scraping Surgeon. Okay, so you don't need to come into Scraping Surgeon and put a domain in, your domain. You don't need to do that. Don't need to mess with that at all. Okay, hope that gives you an exhaustive explanation for your answer. Presets in the bulk writer would be great so that there would be no need to check, uncheck, and verify settings each time. I agree. I'm working on learning a new language to redevelop ZimmWriter, and some of the quality of life stuff I'm kind of putting off because it will be taken care of in the new version. All right, but when that comes out, I don't know. I'm slowly chugging away as I balance everything out. Rude also agrees that the presets would be cool. What is the max number of pictures you can create? Let's see here. So that's a bulk image generator question again. So you can have up to 1,000 blog post titles. So imagine we have how to wash a dog, and then we replicated that 1,000 times. We just copy. And then we set this to 15. So what's 1,000 times 15? 15,000. So theoretically, the max you could get would be 15,000 images around this one topic if you wanted to. Hope that answers your question. Drew asks, what is Dream Studio? Dream Studio is, so if you don't have Stable Diffusion, Stability.ai is the company that creates Stable Diffusion. And you can, let's see, I don't know, image, application, oh yeah, platform. You go to Platform API and you'll sign up for an account, and you'll put some credits in your account, like $10 or something like that. $10 will get you about 3,000 images with these SD models, okay? You'll get less images because it will cost more credits with these SDC models and other models. But with this, you can get about 3,000 images or so. So Stability also has this thing called Dream Studio, which I think uses your same login from Stability, and it uses your credits, okay? And then you can come in here and kind of mess around and create images. It's kind of like Midjourney, I suppose, but you can create your images. But I use it specifically for testing to see what my prompts for AI image generation are going to be. And I didn't mention this before, but you can also read this guide up here. But this is creating your prompts for your AI images, because like, let's say you have 1,000 sites, or not 1,000. Let's say you have like 100 different sites, and they all are different niches, and they all require different types of prompts. Maybe one prompt is about dogs, and you don't want the hands or whatnot described, so you'd have that in here. Maybe you have another site about skincare. Well, a lot of times when the AI talks about skin or body parts, completely innocent, still Stable Diffusion might blur the image or block the generation. So you can figure out a way to negatively prompt that in here. So you can have your different prompts for each of your WordPress sites. But obviously create all those prompts by first testing them in the method I showed you in here to get this, to then take that and put it in here and kind of see the output that you're getting. Okay, what is Dream Studio? All right, hey Seth, greetings from Bali, Indonesia. Wow, you're doing a phenomenal job. Question, is there a way to insert internal links when we load to WordPress? There's not. I've had this question asked a lot. The problem is there are standalone internal linking tools for good reason, because internal linking is not something, it's something you can screw up. Like, there's a lot if you just have a standard WordPress install with no page builders or things like this, it can be tricky enough to get it to do it right from an SEO perspective. But then when you add in all these page builders like Divi or Elementor, or fill in the blank, that can screw it up even more. I don't want to start screwing up your websites. There's standalone tools for this. Get one of the standalone tools. There's Link Boss, which is a SaaS tool, really recommended. And there's also Link Whisperer, which is a plugin. Dan, you're very welcome. All right. Codderty says, I'm wondering if are any plans to implement settings in ZimmWriter where I could tailor the content to landing and service pages and not just informational content. So ZimmWriter already has that. It's called the local SEO buffet. Have you used that yet? Because you can put in, and I have a guide up here and some YouTube videos on it, but you'll put in your service name, you'll put in the name of your service, and then you can put in some highlights of your business. I've actually made these new buttons now where you can create all of this outside of ZimmWriter and then just one-click paste this in to save you time. You can put in locations. You can do up to like 25 locations if you want to, up to 25 services your business offers. Services, USPs for the service, like window cleaning. We have Rain-X Blaster technology. And the benefits of the USP: leaves your window streak free. No more, I don't know, no more whatever, and birds will hit your window because they'll think there's nothing there. And a couple more options, and you'll start the local buffet, and you'll get these files out. You won't get, it's not going to upload into WordPress, but you'll get these buffet files because everybody's landing page is built differently. And so you can go to the file or give them to your VA and then pick and choose what elements from the file you want to bring into your landing page. So I think it kind of does what you want right now, Dan, unless I'm missing something. Wayne says, to get the Amazon API, it is necessary to sell 3 products using Stripe. Is there any way around this because AAWP requires the API? So what you can do, Wayne, is the non-approved way is you can write your post with the product roundup, and then if you don't specify an image API, then where'd that go? Here we go. This will become an Amazon image. Like, it will download the image from Amazon and put that in here. Now, that's not approved by Amazon, and if you do that, that's at your own risk, as is all, yada, yada, yada. But that's one way people do it. And then you'll have a little call to action down here that ZimmWriter can automatically generate for you with your affiliate code. So that's one way you can do that with ZimmWriter. The other way is you can just come in here and delete the images and not have the images uploaded to WordPress. That's the and if you don't want to delete them, if you just don't want the images, you can actually go into the options menu of ZimmWriter and then go to Scraping Surgeon, and then go to Amazon and delete this box right here. Delete this, and then it won't download the image. It won't upload the image, and then you'll be completely Amazon TOS compliant. But you can still have your call to action links auto-generated by ZimmWriter under each one. Other than that, I don't have a solution for you, but it shouldn't be hard if you have traffic on a site to get some sales pretty easily. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I forgot to mention it is for non-Amazon product pages. I will try without Scraping Surgeon and see non-Amazon product pages. Rude. Your previous question was, I want to rewrite my single page product reviews with ZimmWriter. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. So if you want to rewrite them, you can just put them in Penny Arcade right here. And that should do it. If you have a featured image that you want pulled, then you probably need to set up Scraping Surgeon. Otherwise, you'll have to manually upload your image or settle for one of the AI generated images. But you should just be able to put your URLs for your site. You can just go to your sitemap and put your URLs in here. But obviously, if it's like I wouldn't recommend roundup articles in here, like top 10 products for doing XYZ. Don't do roundup articles in here. That's not good for that. It's good for info articles and one-off reviews. Jenny, 15,000 for one topic. Yep, you can do that if you want to. Just again, if you're gonna, before you spend the money and spend your credits on 15,000 images, do what I said and test the prompt that you create inside of the playground, get the result out, go to Dream Studio, test it out to make sure you're getting results that aren't banned and that look good, etc., etc. My GSD would like a word regarding your fixation on dog washing. Apparently it gives me ideas too often. Yes, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. So it's always how to wash a dog. That's just how it is. What use of their images is approved, if any, on Amazon? The only approved use of images from Amazon is by getting their API. You go on Amazon Associates, you get an API key, and then when you install, you don't have to do it with AAWP plugin or AFFI.ai, but those are like the dummy proof, so simple. That's what I would even use solutions. And you link up your API with them. It's all like little input boxes. You just put that in there. And then anytime you'll put like an ASIN inside of that shortcode, it will auto create this product box and then put your affiliate tag at the bottom. So that's an official use of the images from Amazon. Anything else would not be. Now, realize that a lot of images inside of Amazon are from the manufacturer. You know, Amazon didn't take the images. So your mileage is going to vary depending on if you just download the images and put them on your site. Again, I don't recommend that. If you do that and you get in trouble, don't blame me. But a lot of people do that. So it's up to you. Matt, wondering how your new websites are coming along. Are you seeing good results? Yes, I am. And so to tell you, I have this course coming that's going to walk through creating a site, not an SEO perspective, but just like, hey, here's how you create a good looking site. Here's how you populate with content and sprinkle some SEO on top. I've been sidetracked because I'm actually making a prompting course, how to prompt better, not ZimmWriter related. I'm halfway done with that. So yeah, I got a lot I'm juggling right now. But in regards to your question, Rude, the sites that I made, I made 6 so far, and the 2 that I used actual SEO keywords from, I went to SEMrush or Ahrefs, I can't remember, got all the keywords from my niche, fed them into Keyword Chef to remove cannibalization and duplication, and then, created titles from them. I might have used the SEO keyword to blog post titles. I can't recall. I think I did. I didn't manually create the title names. And 2 of those 2 sites that I did that for are doing very well. I'm getting about 150 clicks a day to the site. The one site, what's really cool is AFFI.ai. The one site's monetized, the other site's not, but it's the buyers that are visiting, they're not really buyers. They're just not at the buying stage in the funnel. Okay. So I haven't really made any money from that yet, but I'm using the AFFI.ai plugin, and this is really, really cool. If you've never used this before, there's an option inside of here. Okay. So there's 2 main plugin players, AFFI.ai and AAWP. I like the way the product boxes look for AAWP better, but AFFI has this amazing feature that will automatically, you can even put in your OpenAI key, and it will scan your page and then find up to 3 products that are contextually relevant for the content on your page, and then create product boxes for them on the page. So with a single press of a button, all of your pages on your entire website, or you can exclude stuff too if you don't want to, but all of the pages on my website now all have product boxes on them for products relevant to the article. So now the info articles now suddenly become monetized with those Amazon products, all using like one click of the button with AFFI. Absolutely amazing. I couldn't rate it any higher. Now, of course, those pages that I wrote, those articles, are not buying intent keywords. They're info keywords that people, legitimately are seeking an answer for, but they're just not at the point of buying something. So I'm getting clicks to Amazon, but I'm not getting any purchases yet. But we'll see how. I still have a lot more to drip on the site. I think it's dripping through the middle of 2025. So it's going to continue to grow. The other site, I used, the other site, I actually used programmatic SEO from those keywords. And in the bulk writer, let's see, custom outline, what I did was I used this feature that a lot of you either don't know about or probably haven't used yet, or maybe haven't found a use case. You can use programmatic SEO. So if you're creating an outline in here, like a specific outline, you can, let's just put this in here. So history of VAR1, best recipes for VAR1, which is better, VAR1 or VAR2? Why VAR1 is better than VAR2? Optimized title, optimized. Okay, so this would be a custom outline. Now, if we go back to, let's see if I got the window still open. Here we go. Check this out. Oops. So many windows. There we go. Now look at that. Recipes for Southern barbecue chicken. So that's the entire title right there. And then at the end, I append what VAR1 and VAR2 are. So VAR1, Southern barbecue chicken. VAR2, barbecue pork. So when it creates the outline, it will say history of VAR1, Southern barbecue chicken. Best recipe for VAR1, Southern barbecue chicken. Which is better, Southern barbecue chicken or barbecue pork? How awesome is that? So you can like programmatically create thousands of articles which will follow this format and be SEO optimized. And this also helps give the AI context for what you want to talk about. So phenomenal way to programmatically create lots of on-point articles and just soak up those clicks. So the second site I made does that, and it's doing phenomenal. It has some other secret sauce in there too that I'll reveal in the course, but it's doing very well, about 150 clicks a day. The other 4 sites, I only did the topical authority generator. So I haven't done any keywords with them yet, but I have some keywords that I'm going to eventually do, but I'm just kind of letting them sit and simmer and maybe Google to understand that they're about these particular topics. Is that a good idea? Is it a slow process? I don't know. I'm so busy. It's perfectly fine for me. So long story short, 2 of the sites doing phenomenal that I did the keywords for. The other 2 sites are just kind of not doing a whole lot because I just use tag and nothing else on them. All right, that was a long-winded question. Jenny asks, got it test first and run, super loving ZimmWriter. Thanks, Matt. Awesome. So it's 48 right now. Any more questions that you guys might have? Have you, while we're waiting on a few last straggling questions, have you guys used this before, bulk niche generator? This is so cool. I really enjoy this. Dog care, pet care, caring for a, let's do something different. Getting into college on a budget. Let's do one more. Going to the beach. All right. Job name, test. And we'll use, I want to use Turbo just to make it faster, but I know it will take a few extra seconds. All right. So this is the bulk niche generator, and I'm really impressed with the output. It's a lot of fun. And let me load up Namecheap also so we can look at the domains. Have you guys ever used the bulk niche generator before? We'll do beast mode. And then I need Notepad. All right, here we go. Cool. All right, well, that's generating. Any other questions or thoughts? What else? So Stability has, they're going to have this, you should be able to run this locally, not Stable Diffusion 3, but I think they'll have a way to run that locally sometime in the near future. And then we can avoid some of those blurred images. That would be really nice. I'm also, I think I mentioned the Grok that I'm looking into, GROQ.com. Grok is like this, I'd never heard about this company before, but I have to test to make sure that the model works with ZimmWriter. But it's about 90 times cheaper than GPT-4, but almost comparable quality. But again, I haven't tested it with ZimmWriter prompts yet. But check this out. This is so weird. The About Us. That's what it is. Look at these people right here. These are really like big time players. But they let's see, why Grok? I'm trying to find the pricing. I can't find the pricing on here. I don't know. But I'm thinking of bringing that to ZimmWriter as long as the prompts work. All right, let's see. Jenny asks, yes, by the way, what job do you need to write their just test? Oh, in the bulk niche generator, you can just give it a job name for that's going to be the file that's going to be created. So a couple of these things that spit out CSV files, you just give it a job name, and that's going to be the name of the CSV file that's created. Jill asked, how many sites are you doing for your test? It was 10. Any idea when it might be ready to tell us more about your methods? I was going to do 10. I stopped at 6 because I don't want to say distracted, but I ran into other things that took up my time. So I don't know if I'll stop at 6 or I'll do more. Google's definitely thrown a loop in everybody's plans with the recent update. So we'll see, but hopefully soon. All right, let me move this over here so you don't see my little bubble right there. And I'll make this format width. All right, so here's the first niche, or I guess concept. Let's think of it that way, dog care. And so it gave us 5 different ideas around dog care. Positive wellness, I love that. Positive wellness, a blog dedicated to exploring the mental and physical health benefits of dog ownership, promoting an all-around healthier lifestyle for both pets and their owners. So these could be potential categories for the website to kind of get those juices flowing that you could theoretically feed into the topical authority generator. Okay, pet fitness, owner well-being, dog training, social dog walks. Okay, budget bark, I like that. Canine companions, blog. Busy parent, I love that. PAWRENT, tailored to the active, busy dog owner. This blog provides time-efficient training, care tips, and products to integrate dog care seamlessly into a hectic lifestyle. This is cool. Like, even if you don't want this stuff, it gets those ideas, those juices flowing in your mind. You're thinking, you know what? Oh yeah, this would be a cool niche to tackle. Let me go do some research on it, or let me just create the site for it. Behavior buddies. So this is, yeah, last one, dog care. Pet care. So pet wellness hub, active paws club, budget pet care guide, social pet network. Zen Pets, discover ways to manage and improve your pet's behavioral issues through expert insights, calming techniques, and supportive community stories. I like that. Getting into college on a budget, budget scholar, frugal academia, econo edu. That's cool. Thrifty collegiate. Going to the beach, we have beach bliss blog, sun seeker daily. So what you can do is you can, let's turn on filter, and we just want to get the website. So we'll take this stuff, we got to paste it into a new cell, and then we'll go to, there we go, hide unavailable, and we'll generate. See what we get. Usually we get some good hits. Look at that. They're all, a lot of them are available. Canine Companions blog, busy PAW, I love that, paw rent. Active Paws Club, Budget Pet Care Guide, Social Pet Network, Frugal Academia, Thrifty Collegiate, Smart College Bound. Smart College Bound, that's pretty cool. Beach Bliss Blog, Sun Seeker Daily. Love it. So yeah, I love the niche finder to just come up with different ideas about possibilities. All right, any last questions or thoughts? How in bulk writer can we target focus keyword? This from rank math perspective. When I use bulk writer and post on my website, focus keyword is not posted. You know, every tool, whether it's a plugin for WordPress or whether it's a SEO tool like Phrase or Surfer, or, you know, fill in the blank, all has their own quote unquote things that they want you to focus on or use. I don't know. Are those, and what metrics do they, what silly, stupid, or smart algorithms do they have behind the scenes to come up with those metrics? I don't know. I'm sure some of them are stupid. Some of them are very, very smart. Who's going to judge? So I think people can write articles with ZimmWriter as long as you have your keyword that has traffic, and it will rank. I have 2 sites to prove that. Lots of people have many sites to show that too. So I don't know if I'd really get hung up on rank math's quote unquote focus keyword, whatever that is. I would just make sure that you, when you're going to Ahrefs or SEMrush or wherever you get your keywords from, that you have some traffic for the keywords. They're not super competitive, and then you create some kind of logical title from that. You can use the SEO keywords to blog post titles. That doesn't look at intent though. I mean, it doesn't go to the SERP and try to figure out intent. It tries to use AI to figure out intent. So you got to make sure that the intent matches the keyword. But when you have that, you know, you go into the bulk writer, you put that in, you enable SERP scraping, assuming that the SERP has good data for that keyword, and then, you know, set your settings, and ZimmWriter should take care of the rest. And you should rank as long as it's not super competitive, and it's not like, you know, like one of those banned niches now, or Google's, you know, slapping all these affiliate sites. So, all right, guys. Hey, that was an hour. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. I'd like to do these every week. So if you are using ZimmWriter during the week, you have questions, or maybe you just want to do something, you don't even know if ZimmWriter can do it or not, bring your questions. Next week, we'll try to have another one of these, and bring your questions, and we'll try to get everything answered, okay? Hey, thanks for joining me, and good luck with your content generation, and I'll talk to you later.